It's late now, the kind of late that hums softly under your skin, when the air feels heavier and the world seems to exhale. Outside, the night stretches across the land, calm and endless. The moon hangs low, not quite full, but bright enough to paint the world in gentle silver. And beneath that moon, far beyond the edges of the human world, lies a meadow that glows faintly in the dark. It's quiet here, but it's not empty. There's the sound of the wind slipping through tall blades of grass, the low, slow murmur of the river nearby, the soft sigh of flowers swaying in the night, and every now and then, the faintest chime, like the delicate brush of glass against glass, echoes through the air. It comes from the fairies. Tiny flickers of light drift lazily over the meadow. Some hover close to the ground, circling mushrooms like curious fireflies. Others float higher, brushing their glow along the treetops. They speak to one another in a language made of bells and wind. It's a sound no human could ever quite understand, but tonight, somehow it feels closer. I am watching it all unfold, from a place not quite within and not quite beyond, just enough to see the shimmer of wings, and the way the moonlight bends around them. The fairies are gathering tonight. There's something special in the air. If you were here, you might notice the way the flowers seem to turn toward the center of the meadow, as though waiting for something to begin. The air has that feeling of stillness, the kind that comes just before the first note of a lullaby, and then, softly, it starts. From between two silver birch trees, a small fairy drifts forward. Her wings shimmer with a deep blue hue like twilight. Caught in motion, she carries a tiny lantern woven from a seed pod, the light inside pulsing gently as if it were alive. The others bow their heads slightly as she passes. She's old, though you wouldn't know it by her face. Her hair flows long and white, glowing faintly. Her expression calm and kind. Her name is Elora, the keeper of the meadow. Tonight, she has come to speak. The fairies form a quiet circle around her, their lights flickering like candles in the wind. The meadow hums with expectancy. Elora raises her hand, and the entire forest seems to hush. Her voice, when it comes, is soft, not spoken aloud, but carried through the air like music. Tonight, she says, we honor one who is not yet fairy, but who carries our spirit. A ripple passes through the crowd. Their lights blink in surprise and wonder. You might feel it too, that quiet curiosity, the gentle stir of magic in the air, from the edge of the meadow. The grass parts. A figure steps into view, but it isn't what you might expect. It's not another fairy, or even a spirit of the wood. It's something far slower and heavier. A small tortoise, his shell patterned with moss and old lichen, makes his way carefully forward. Each step is deliberate, patient. He moves like time itself. The fairies watch him with a mix of affection and awe. He has lived among them for many seasons. He is quiet, gentle, and endlessly kind when the winds have blown too hard. He has let tiny fairies rest beneath the curve of his shell. When the rains have come, he has carried flowers to safety, so their petals wouldn't drown. He never spoke much, but his heart, his heart spoke in ways no magic ever could. And so, tonight, they honor him. Alara lowers herself until her wings touch the grass. Bowing her head, the others follow. The tortoise pauses, uncertain, his small eyes blinking beneath the soft glow of the lanterns. Then Elora speaks again. You have lived as one of us, she whispers, and though you were not born of light, you have carried it all your life. The fairies rise slowly. A soft breeze rolls through the meadow, scattering petals and shimmering dust across the night. It falls gently over the tortoise's shell. He blinks, confused at first, then still. The dust glows faintly where it touches him, and for a moment, for just one breath of time, it seems as though his shell is lit from within. A low hum rises in the air. The fairies begin to sing, softly, wordlessly, their voices blending like wind through crystal leaves. The sound curls through the trees and over the water, gentle and slow. It's a lullaby not meant to be heard with the ears, but felt deep within. The tortoise closes his eyes, his breathing slows. He feels warmth, not from the dust, but from something deeper. For the first time, he feels what the fairies feel when they take flight, not the weight of wings, but the lightness of belonging. And under the harvest moon, as the fairies dance around him, the old tortoise becomes something new. The night drifts on, the song fades, but the warmth lingers. The fairies slowly return to their lanterns, their whispers soft and musical. Elara stays a while longer, her gaze gentle on the tortoise, who now sleeps beneath a bed of moonlit grass. He is not changed in form, no wings, no light, but in spirit, he has crossed into their world. And as the last petals fall, the keeper of the meadow smiles. "Rest now," she says quietly, "for even the smallest creature carries the heart of the stars." The river hums softly nearby. The air cools, the night deepens, and as I watch the meadow fade into silver mist, the lullaby lingers, a quiet promise carried through the air. That kindness is its own kind of magic, that even without wings, one can still fly. Part 2. The morning after the blessing. The night loosens its hold on the world. The moon slips lower, and the dark sky begins to pale, just a faint wash of silver at first. Then a slow bloom of violet and soft gold. The meadow, once glowing in fairy light, now rests under the hush of early dawn. I stand at the edge of that quiet, watching the light unfold. The air feels cool, with that gentle weight of morning stillness that exists before the birds find their voices. Every blade of grass wears a bead of dew. Every flower leans slightly, heavy from the night's soft rain, and there, right in the center of it all, lies the little tortoise. He stirs. The first thing he feels is warmth. Not from the sun, it hasn't yet climbed high enough, but from within. A lingering glow that feels different, quiet, but alive. It hums in him, as if the fairy dust still lingers deep under his shell. He blinks, slow and patient. The world looks softer somehow, brighter, even in the mist. He remembers the singing, the way the meadow shimmered around him. He remembers Elara's voice, gentle, steady, like the earth itself whispering. And then he remembers what she said, "You have lived as one of us. Though you were not born of light, you have carried it all your life." He lets those words settle in the quiet morning air. A faint shimmer drifts past his eyes, the first fairy of the morning, gliding like a streak of sunlight through fog. She sees him awake, and her wings flutter faster with joy. "Good morning, little one," she sings, her voice as thin as mist. "The meadow has been waiting for you." The tortoise doesn't answer right away. He only watches her with calm curiosity. His eyes, dark and steady, reflect the faint gold of her glow. He finally nods, slow and thoughtful. "I thought I dreamed it," he says softly, though his voice is little more than a breath. The fairy hovers closer, smiling. We do not dream here, she says. We remember. The tortoise tilts his head. The fairy circles once, the light from her wings scattering tiny sparks across the morning dew. You should come with me, she adds. There's something you must see. And so, after one deep, steady breath, the tortoise begins to move. His steps are small, slow, deliberate, but the world waits for him. The fairies always have. The sun is just beginning to rise as they cross the meadow. The light filters through the tall grass, catching on droplets of dew that sparkle like jewels. The tortoise moves beneath the shimmer, his shell glinting faintly in the growing light. They reach the edge of the forest, a place where sunlight bends through the trees, scattering patches of gold along the mossy ground. The air smells of pine and soft, sweet earth. Here, the fairy slows. She lands on a fern frond and looks back at him, her wings folding gently behind her. This is the border, she says. Beyond this, few mortals go. The tortoise looks ahead. He's been near the trees before, but never beyond the edge. It's a world that has always felt older, quieter, deeper. The kind of place where time doesn't flow, it lingers. What lies there? He asks. The fairy smiles, her light flickering softly. The grove of whispers, she says. Every creature who becomes one of us must visit it. Even those who were not born of wings. The tortoise nods slowly. The words settle in him like roots finding soil. He doesn't ask why. He doesn't hurry. He simply begins to walk forward. The forest greets him with a hush that feels alive. The trees are tall and silver-barked, their leaves trembling faintly with each whisper of wind. The air feels different here, thicker but not heavy. Every sound carries meaning. Every shadow feels kind. The fairy flits ahead of him, lighting the way. They pass mushrooms that glow pale blue, small streams that run so clear they look like threads of glass. The tortoise listens to the forest, the soft rustle of leaves, the chirp of unseen crickets, the slow heartbeat of the earth beneath him. He feels as though the forest knows him now, as though it's been watching him all along. After a long while, they come upon a clearing. The sunlight falls in a single shaft through the treetops, illuminating a circle of stones in the center. Moss blankets everything, soft and bright. In the air above the stones, faint motes of light drift lazily, not quite fairies, not quite dust, something in between. This is it, the fairy says softly. The grove of whispers. The tortoise lowers his head in quiet reverence. The place hums faintly beneath him, like a heartbeat in the soil. He can feel something ancient here, not loud, not bright, but deep, a presence that listens. He moves toward the center and stops at the largest stone. The fairy lands on it and places her small hands together. As if in prayer, "Here," she whispers, "you will speak your heart. The grove will hear, and it will remember you." The tortoise takes a slow breath. He has never been one for many words. His world has always been quiet, a slow rhythm of days and nights, rivers and rain. But now, in this soft stillness, the right words come to him. He speaks low, his voice almost lost in the forest air. "I have always moved slowly," he says. "Sometimes I thought that meant I was left behind. But the world has never hurried me. The meadow waited. The fairies waited. Even the stars seem to wait. And I think now, perhaps that is what being part of something means. To be still, and to be welcomed anyway. The fairy listens, her wings still. The grove hums faintly in response, a sound that seems to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. The air shimmers slightly, and the faint motes of light above the stones grow brighter. The tortoise lowers his head. He feels it again, that quiet warmth from within. It pulses gently, matching the rhythm of the grove's hum. The fairy smiles softly. "You've spoken your truth," she says. "The grove knows you now." The air shifts. The moss at his feet glows faintly. The trees seem to lean in, their leaves whispering secrets to one another. A soft voice, not a ras, but something older, deeper, drifts through the clearing. "Move slow, little one," it says, "for the slowest step leaves the deepest mark." The tortoise lifts his gaze. There is no fear in him, only calm acceptance. The fairy bows her head. "You are one of us now," she says. Truly, the tortoise breathes in the forest air, rich and green and full of life. When he exhales, the last traces of fairy dust swell gently off his shell, disappearing into the morning light. The grove falls silent again, peaceful, content. The fairy flutters up, her wings glowing in the dawn. "Come," she says softly. "The keeper will be waiting." They make their way back toward the meadow. The light is stronger now, the sky shifting from violet to rose and soft gold. The forest feels different, brighter, yet just as calm as they step out from the trees. The meadow stretches before them once more. The fairies are awake now, darting between flowers, laughing softly, weaving light into garlands, and in the center stands Elora, her wings open, her hair catching the sunlight like silver threads. She turns as they approach. Her smile is gentle, knowing, "You've walked the grove." She says. The tortoise nods. "Then you understand," she adds. "The slowest journeys are the ones that reach the heart of things." He bows his head, a gesture of gratitude. Alara steps closer, touching one finger lightly to the center of his shell. "Welcome home, little one," she whispers. The fairies around them begin to hum again, soft and low, the same melody as the night before. But this time, it feels different. It isn't a song of blessing, it's a song of belonging. The tortoise closes his eyes. The meadow breathes around him, wind in the grass, sunlight on dew, wings brushing the air, and for a long, peaceful while, he just listens. Part 3. The night of lights. The day drifts by gently, as all good days in the meadow do. The sun moves slowly, spilling gold across the grass and trees. The fairies hum their quiet songs as they work, tending to flowers, brushing dew from petals, whispering to bees and dragonflies. The tortoise rests near the edge of the river, half in shadow, half in sunlight. His shell catches the faint shimmer of the current beside him. And every now and then, a curious fairy lands on his back, using it as a place to rest. He doesn't mind. He never has. He listens. The forest hums in its rhythm, steady and calm. There is no rush here. The wind carries the scent of mint and damp moss. The air feels warm, and even the light seems softer, like honey poured across the land. By evening, the meadow changes. The sun dips low, setting the world alight with colors: rose, amber, violet. The river glows like melted gold. The tortoise lifts his head and watches as the fairies gather once more, their wings reflecting the sunset in shimmering hues. Something stirs in the air, excitement. Soft but unmistakable, Alira appears again, emerging from the birch trees with her lantern in hand. Her glow is calm and steady, her expression serene. The fairies quiet as she speaks, her voice carried by the wind. Tonight, she says, we celebrate light. Her words drift softly across the meadow. Once each moon, when the sky opens clear and the air is still, we honor the warmth that carries us through the dark. And this time, she adds, turning her gaze to the tortoise, we honor one who has shown us how to move gently in the world. The fairies cheer, a cascade of tinkling laughter that sounds like glass wind chimes. The tortoise blinks, shy beneath their glow. He doesn't quite know how to react. He only lowers his head slightly, humbled. Elora gestures toward the trees. Prepare the lights, she says, and so the fairies begin. They scatter in every direction, some darting up toward the branches, others dipping down toward the river. Each carries a tiny orb, glowing faintly like a seed of starlight. They hang them carefully on flowers, on leaves, on reeds near the water, until the entire meadow looks as though it's breathing light. The sky deepens from rose to indigo. Stars appear, faint at first, then bolder. The moon rises, full and heavy, a pale lantern in the heavens. Its reflection ripples across the river. The tortoise watches it all unfold. He can feel the stillness returning, that soft, deep calm that seems to live only in this place. The fairies begin to sing again, but this time it's not a lullaby. It's something brighter. Their voices rise and fall in waves, gentle but full of life, like sunlight caught in a melody. The air seems to pulse with each note. The tortoise feels it in his chest, a soft vibration that seems to align with his heartbeat, one by one. The fairies drift toward the center of the meadow, where a small pool glimmers beneath the moonlight. They circle it slowly, their lights reflecting in the water. Elora hovers above them, her lantern raised high. She opens her other hand, and from her palm, a spark of golden light rises. It floats upward, slow and steady. When it reaches the height of her wings, it bursts, not in flame, but in thousands of tiny glowing motes that scatter through the air like falling stars. The fairies gasp softly, their wings flaring with joy. The tortoise lifts his gaze, watching the golden dust drift down. Some of it lands on his shell again, soft as mist. It doesn't burn. It doesn't change him. It simply feels warm. The air hums with quiet magic. Then, slowly, the fairies begin to move. They dance, if what they do can be called dancing. Their movements are too light, too fluid. It's like the air itself has learned to move with grace. They spiral and weave, tracing glowing patterns that shimmer and fade. The light trails through the darkness, leaving soft, golden arcs that float for moments before dissolving. The tortoise watches, entranced at each motion. Each shimmer feels perfectly in time, not rushed, not sharp, just peaceful. He feels something shift within him. Not magic exactly, but understanding. He realizes that the fairies light, their music, their movement. It's not something they create. It's something they reflect. Like the river reflects the moon, like dew catches sunlight. Their magic is not in their wings, or their dust, or their glow. It's in the quiet joy of being part of the world. The tortoise lowers his head slightly, smiling in his quiet, thoughtful way as the night deepens. The fairies drift closer to him. Some settle near his feet, others perch on his shell. Humming softly, Elora joins them, her light softer now, almost the color of candlelight. You understand now, she says gently. Our light was never something to earn. It was always something to notice. The tortoise nods slowly. I think I do, he whispers. The fairies smile. Their wings catch the moonlight as they gather close, forming a circle around him once more. Then tonight, Elora says, you will see the forest as we see it. She touches her lantern to the ground. The light from it spreads outward, tracing faint lines across the grass. They spread, glowing faintly blue, curving through the meadow like roots of light. The tortoise watches as the patterns expand over stones, under flowers, across the river. The glow grows stronger, connecting everything in sight. Every leaf, every ripple, every living thing. The fairies hum softly. The air feels alive. And then the tortoise sees it, truly sees it. The world is not separate, not still. It breathes endlessly. Every petal, every blade of grass, every tiny creature glows faintly with the same soft energy. He feels it under him, through him. Around him, he feels part of it. And for the first time in all his long, quiet life, he feels weightless, not because he's floating, but because he belongs. The fairies continue to sing. The forest glows brighter, the river hums softly. The moon seems closer now, and the air shimmers like silk. The tortoise closes his eyes. The sounds blend together, wings, wind, water, song, all of it gentle, all of it slow. His breathing deepens. His heartbeat steadies. Somewhere in the distance, an owl calls. The fairy's song softens to a whisper, and beneath the silver moon, the tortoise drifts, not asleep, not awake, just resting in the quiet rhythm of the world. Time loses its meaning. The night stretches on, endless and kind. When the fairies' lights begin to fade, and the first hint of dawn touches the horizon, Elora lowers her lantern. She looks once more at the little tortoise, now sleeping peacefully, a faint shimmer still resting on his shell. She smiles. Even the earth dreams, she whispers. And in its dreams, all things shine. The last lights fade into the mist. The meadow exhales. The world rests, and everything is still. Part 4. The whispering air deepens as night settles fully across the fairy forest. A hush falls over the glades and groves, like the forest itself is gently exhaling after a long, luminous day. You walk with slow, steady steps, the rhythm of your movement matching the quiet music of the night. Every now and then, you hear the faint chiming of distant fairy wings, somewhere above the canopy, soft and fleeting, like notes carried on the wind. You've begun to feel a deep, contented stillness in your chest, the kind of peace that arrives when there's nothing left to rush toward. Only thing to do now is to follow the soft light. Ahead, a shimmer of silvery glow. Through a curtain of vines, you step through it carefully, brushing aside the hanging leaves, and the space beyond unfolds into what looks like a secret meadow. The air feels different here, cooler, softer, wrapped in the scent of lavender and river mist. Tiny lights hover in the darkness, each one drifting slowly through the air like floating petals. They are fairies, hundreds of them, their wings translucent and slow beating, their glow pulsing gently in time with their breaths. This is the Whispering Glade, the oldest and most sacred place in the fairy forest. It is where fairies come to rest their magic at the end of each moon cycle, letting the earth renew them with quiet energy. You pause at the edge of the glade, feeling the stillness pull at you. Even the air feels like it's asking you to listen. You sit down on the soft moss beneath you, and as you do, you feel it give slightly warm and spongy, like a natural cushion that's been waiting just for you. The ground hums faintly, a low vibration, almost imperceptible, but steady, like the heartbeat of the forest itself. You close your eyes for a moment, and when you do, you can hear it, not with your ears, but with something quieter inside you. A voice that doesn't speak in words, but in feelings. It's the forest, whispering. You can feel its message in your chest. You are safe here. You are seen. You are enough. A wave of calm spreads through you, soft, warm, and dissolving any last trace of tension left in your body. The fairies seem to sense it too. They drift closer, their lights brightening as they circle around you slowly, like glowing leaves caught in a gentle swirl of wind. They move in patterns, weaving around one another in delicate arcs. Some land softly on nearby mushrooms, their glow illuminating the curved caps like tiny lanterns. Others hover just above you, their light reflecting in your eyes as you look up at them, little sparks of wonder against the deep blue night. You watch and you breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, slow, easy breaths that match the rhythm of the glade. It's almost hypnotic, the sound of wings, the soft chiming, the whisper of leaves in the wind. Then something subtle changes. The glow of the fairies begins to pulse together. In harmony, the whole glade begins to glow, brighter and brighter, until you can see every blade of grass, every curve of the moss, every soft ripple of the stream nearby. In the center of it all stands a great willow tree, older than anything else around it. Its long branches sweep down toward the earth, and on every strand hangs hundreds of tiny silver seeds, shimmering softly, as if holding trapped moonlight inside. One of the fairies lands near your hand, tiny and bright. Her wings flutter once, and she gestures for you to follow. You rise slowly and walk toward the willow, the fairies drifting around you like a guiding stream of light. Each step you take feels lighter, as if the forest floor itself is lifting you a little. When you reach the base of the tree, the fairy lands on one of the hanging silver seeds. She touches it lightly, and it begins to glow even brighter. Then, without sound or resistance, it drifts down from its branch and floats toward you. You hold out your hands. The seed lands softly in your palms, warm, smooth, and perfectly round, pulsing faintly with light. And in that moment, you understand this is not just a gift. It's an invitation, an offering of belonging. You are not merely visiting this place. You are being welcomed into it. You close your fingers gently around the seed, feeling its warmth seep into your skin. It hums, syncing with your heartbeat. The fairies around you seem to shimmer brighter, their lights blinking in rhythm with the glow in your hands. The forest hum deepens, resonating low and soft through the ground. And when you exhale again, you feel the energy settle in you, quiet and whole, as if something ancient and kind has just recognized you as one of its own. You look around, and for the first time, you don't just see the forest, you feel it. Every part of it, the pulse of the roots beneath you, the whisper of wind curling through the branches, the shimmering threads of fairy magic weaving through the night. It's all connected, and now, somehow, you are part of that connection too. The fairies begin to settle again, one by one, finding places to rest on leaves, branches, petals, and stones. The glade dims softly as their lights fade, leaving only the gentle gleam of moonlight through the trees. You sit down once more, your body heavy in the most comfortable way. You can feel the warmth of the silver seed resting against your heart, glowing softly through your chest. You lie back on the moss, your head resting against the earth that hums like a cradle beneath you. The night sky above is wide and full of stars, and you can see the moon hanging low and kind, its reflection mirrored faintly in your eyes. You take one last slow breath, the kind that draws in every scent: moss, dew, petals, and light, and release it gently into the world. The forest sighs with you, everything settles, and then stillness, soft, infinite, and serene. The fairies sleep. The willow tree glows faintly in the distance, and you, the honorary fairy, drift quietly into dreams, carried by the heartbeat of the forest. Part 5. Dreams. Among the fireflies the night deepens, heavier now with quiet and shadow, yet somehow warm with the residual glow of the forest's magic. You lie on the soft moss beneath the whispering willow, the silver seed resting gently against your chest. Its pulse matches your heartbeat, slow and steady. Your eyelids feel heavy. Every breath draws in the scent of dew and soft earth, the faint sweetness of flowers lingering in the air. Every exhale carries a hum, almost imperceptible, as though the forest itself is breathing alongside you. And then, as your body yields to the gentle pull of sleep, something shifts. The moss beneath you softens into clouds. The silver seed warms into a soft golden glow. The air thickens with light and fragrance, carrying you upward, weightless, slow, and endlessly calm. You are no longer lying in the glade. You are floating above it. Beneath you, the meadow stretches endlessly, sparkling faintly under the moon's pale light. The river twists like a ribbon of glass, reflecting stars that seem unusually bright tonight. Tiny points of golden light drift across the air. Fireflies, but larger, more vivid, dancing slowly like floating lanterns. The fairies are here too. They circle around you, light brushing softly against your skin, their wings humming like the quietest harp. They don't speak, their song is in the movement of their bodies, the pulsing glow of their light. A gentle wind carries you along. You drift slowly and gracefully, following the silver thread of moonlight on the river. The world is silent, except for that faint hum, low and constant, the rhythm of life itself. And then, from the forest edges, soft shapes emerge, not threatening, only curious. Small creatures, tiny deer, rabbits with coats like moonlight, birds with feathers that sparkle as if tipped with starlight, all move with quiet, deliberate grace. They watch you float past, blinking slow and unafraid. The tortoise within you, the honorary fairy, feels small, yet immense. Small in size, but immense in presence. Every step, every beat of your heart is part of something larger now. Every breath carries not just life, but magic, light, and belonging. You drift toward the heart of the forest. There, in a clearing shaped like a crescent moon, a lake appears calm and dark, reflecting the stars above as though they were scattered across its surface. The silver seed hums softly in your hands, growing warmer, pulsing with a gentle light. The fairies settle around the lake, forming a circle. Their lights flicker slowly, each blink a note in the quiet melody of the night. The lake ripples faintly, though there is no wind to stir it. The reflection of the moon bends and stretches in the water, mingling with reflections of the glowing fairies. And then you notice it, within the lake, shapes begin to move, not fish, not shadows, but dream forms, creatures of soft light and air, creatures that exist only in the liminal space between reality and imagination, some with wings like yours, but translucent, shimmering, some with antlers like silver branches, their eyes gentle pools of starlight, all moving in slow arcs, weaving patterns across the water's surface. You feel a pull, not toward them, but with them, a sense that the lake is a mirror, reflecting not just the forest, but your own heart. Every act of kindness, every gentle step, every small moment of care that brought you here, shines faintly within the reflections. You kneel at the edge of the lake, though kneeling is almost unnecessary. You float lightly above the ground, yet your presence feels grounded, connected. The silver seed pulses in time with the ripples of the lake, as if in recognition. Then, slowly, the dream creatures begin to rise. Not high, not fast, but hovering just above the water, circling in a slow, deliberate dance. Their light mingles with the fairies, creating arcs and trails that drift lazily across the meadow and into the trees. The scene is hypnotic. The colors are impossible, a soft blend of indigo, rose, and silver. Everything glows as though the forest itself were breathing. You take a deep breath, a slow, intentional inhalation, and realize that the magic is not just around you. It is within you, your heartbeat, your breath, your presence all create waves. Tiny ripples in the water, movements in the air, sparks in the glowing night. You close your eyes briefly, and when you open them, the lake reflects not the sky, but the meadow, the forest, the river, all of it illuminated from within. And you understand, you are part of this. You have always been part of it. A single firefly drifts close, landing on your hand. Its light spreads softly across your skin, warm and gentle. You feel a sense of infinite calm. There is no rush. There is no need to move. There is only presence, only the soft, unbroken flow of life. You float here, surrounded by light and song, by gentle hums of wings, by the whisper of leaves in the wind, and as the night deepens further, the fairies' glow dims slightly. Settling around the lake like a protective halo, the dream creatures glide into the water, their lights merging with the reflections, until the lake itself seems to pulse softly. Alive with quiet magic, you lie back again on the moss, the silver seed resting lightly against your chest, its glow harmonizing with the gentle light of the fireflies. The forest whispers around you, the river hums softly, and the fairies hum their lullaby. You drift further into dreams, carried not by speed or urgency, but by gentle, patient magic. The lake, the lights, the soft pulse of the forest, it all folds around you, cradling you in quiet peace. Even as sleep deepens, the forest remains awake in its own way. Every blade of grass, every flower, every ripple in the water sings softly to you. The magic of the night surrounds you completely, and in this quiet, everything feels as it should. You are part of it all, and the night stretches endlessly, calm and kind, as you rest the honorary fairy in a world of whispers, light and slow, deliberate wonder. Part 6. The hidden glade. The dream carries you deeper now. Drifting like a leaf on a slow, winding river, the air feels warmer here, though the night still holds the silver chill of moonlight. Every breath tastes faintly of honey and soft earth, and every sound, the rustle of leaves, the whisper of wings. The gentle hum of unseen streams feels amplified, crystal clear yet soothing. You rise slowly, floating just above the moss, the silver seed still resting warmly against your chest. The fairies follow silently, their glow dimmed to a soft, watchful light, casting long shimmering shadows that dance along the undergrowth ahead. Through the trees, a soft light glimmers, not from the moon or stars, but from somewhere deeper, hidden, as though the forest itself has placed it there to guide you. You move toward it, each step deliberate, careful, like moving through silk. Every branch and leaf seems to acknowledge your passage, bending and whispering in welcome. The air hums softly, in harmony with your heartbeat. The trees thin, and before you lies a glade unlike any you've seen. The ground is soft moss, dotted with flowers that glow faintly in soft shades of violet and gold. A stream winds lazily through the center, its water glowing like liquid moonlight. Tiny fireflies drift over the water, their light reflected in gentle ripples. The fairies spread out, hovering over the glade, their wings casting sparkling patterns across the moss. The silver seed in your hands vibrates faintly, pulsing in rhythm with the soft luminescence around you. From the center of the glade, a figure rises. Small, delicate, almost invisible at first, a creature of light and shadow, wings like spun glass, eyes glimmering with quiet curiosity. It hovers over the stream, and when it turns toward you, you feel a gentle recognition. Welcome, the creature whispers, not aloud, but into your mind, soft and musical. I've been waiting for you. You step closer, feeling the soft give of moss beneath your feet. Who are you? You ask quietly. I am the guardian of the hidden glade, it says. I watch over those who walk slowly, those who notice the small, quiet things. You are one of us, little traveler. You kneel by the stream, mesmerized by its glow. Your reflection shimmers, not quite solid, your outline softened, mingling with the moonlit water and flickering fairy lights. The silver seed pulses more brightly now, almost as if it recognizes the guardian's presence. Why am I here? You ask softly, your voice blending with the hum of the night. The guardian glides closer, wings stirring faint sparks of light across the air. Because you have learned the rhythm of the forest. You have moved patiently, with care and kindness, and the forest has called you to see its heart. You look around. Every flower, every ripple of the stream, every flicker of light feels alive, listening, watching, acknowledging. The world is no longer distant. You are a part of it. The guardian spreads its tiny wings, the glass-like surfaces catching and refracting the soft moonlight. Here, it says, we learn to see, to feel, to move as one with the magic around us. Close your eyes if you will, and let the forest speak. You obey, breathing slowly. The moss beneath you feels warmer, softer, like a bed crafted by the forest itself. You close your eyes, and the sounds, scents, and soft pulses of light around you grow more vivid. You feel yourself drifting forward, as if the glade itself is carrying you. Every small movement, a leaf bending, a flower tilting, a ripple across the water, speaks in subtle, rhythmic patterns. The magic here is quiet, patient, alive. A soft breeze carries petals across your face, glowing faintly like tiny lanterns. Fireflies dance around them, tracing arcs of gold in the air. The guardian floats close, its eyes calm and kind, wings quivering with soft light. You realize, in this stillness, that the forest teaches without words. It shows, it guides, it waits. It doesn't demand. It doesn't hurry. It simply exists, fully, patiently, beautifully, and in observing it, you learn to exist the same way. Hours could pass here, though time feels meaningless. Every moment blends seamlessly into the next, a tapestry of soft light, gentle motion, and calm sensation. The guardian gestures toward the stream. See yourself as part of this, it says. Every ripple you create, every step you take, touches the world. Even the smallest movement leaves its mark. You extend a hand, brushing it across the water. Ripples spread outward, catching firefly light, scattering softly across the moss. You see your reflection shimmer and bend, blending into the water and the stars above. You are no longer separate. You are connected, woven into the quiet fabric of this magical forest. The guardian smiles. Rest here, little one. Let the glade hold you. And so you do. You lie back on the moss, warm and weightless. The silver seed glows faintly against your chest, a gentle reminder that the magic you carry is steady, patient, real. The night deepens further. The fireflies drift lazily above you, their lights dimming to a soft lull, and the guardian hovers silently. A calm presence at your side. Your breathing slows. The hum of the forest, the gentle pulse of the glade, the soft glow of fairies and fireflies, it all blends into one deep, rhythmic song. You drift closer to sleep, not in a rush, not hurriedly, but slowly, gently, each breath and heartbeat carrying you further into the calm embrace of the forest. The moon reflects faintly on the stream. The petals float slowly, and somewhere deep in the trees, a soft, melodic chime echoes the forest's lullaby, just for you. And as your eyes close fully, the glade holds you completely. Everything else fades, leaving only soft light, gentle motion, and the unbroken, patient heartbeat of the magical night.